So today we're going to talk about juicing. What is the healthiest juice is the question. So we're going to get everybody's take on this a little bit. Devin, it looks like you've got some good notes here.
Yeah, this came from an article on today.com. So this will bring some headlines to you guys, some really interesting headlines out there in the health and the fitness world. And maybe we can show a little bit of the article on the screen. We'll definitely link it in the show notes as well. But just let's set the stage for this. Juicing over the years has gotten a bad rap and a good rap and then a bad rap and then a good rap. And then it's like, what is it really? So I think I want to use this segment to get to the bottom of what juicing really is. So let's go over pros and cons. So pros of juicing, there's a lot of pros. Morgan knows that I drink Suja Uber Greens. I'll explain why I drink Suja Uber Greens, but obviously I think that the pros heavily outweigh the cons. But the pros of juicing is that obviously increased micronutrients, the increased consumption of micronutrients, the fact that it's bioavailable micronutrients, the reason that protein powder is thought to be one of the most bioavailable forms of protein, even though it's slightly manufactured and it goes through processing, it's liquid. Right. And there's a big correlation between liquidity and the bioavailability. Three, it has phytochemicals and antioxidants. I'll explain what phytochemicals are quickly. They're naturally found in plants to give it color, to give it resistance to disease, to give the plants flavor. They're not essential for human survival, but the phytochemicals are thought by a lot of mainstream scientists to have cancer fighting properties. I'll put it that way. They say it may promote health in this way, but it's not essential for survival. So that's important to know. Like phytochemicals, antioxidants, not essential for survival, but good for the body. And then increased hydration, obviously, because the juice itself is mostly water. And the cons are that you remove fiber when you do juicing, and one of the binding agents of sugar molecules in these micronutrients is fiber, and fiber actually slows down the digestive process. And when you slow down the digestive process, you also slow down the breakdown of sugar. And when you slow down the breakdown of sugar, you don't have propensity to increase resistance. If we smash a lot of sugar all at one time, the body has this reaction where your insulin spikes. If you do that too often, if you allow your insulin to spike too often, you could develop type 2 diabetes, which is the non-genetic form of diabetes that is habit and environmentally ensued. Nutrient loss is and high sugar content that's the reason, because the fiber's not in there. So when you remove the fiber, that high sugar content, can really increase insulin and promote body fat gain. And then obviously the nutrient loss from the micronutrients not having the fiber to attach to then slow down the metabolic process or the digestion process rather is important. And then obviously cost is a big deal for a lot of people. Juicing costs a lot of money, babe. What we have the machine, right? We bought the machine one time.
We did. I haven't touched that thing in years.
Yeah, because it's impractical to clean that thing out every time.
I had 3 kids instead, so I think it's still getting dusty somewhere.
Your juicing days are over.
My juicing days are over. Yeah, but
plus I picture that you have a pile of celery stalks behind you to the ceiling to produce one little thing, and it's kind of like, hey, a crab meat, it's the best in the world, but you're cracking and you're just, and then you get this little thing and you're like, all right, that payoff was great, but I'm not sure it's worth the work. And that really, I think, was my question of, as a burn bro, and I'm just struggling to get the basics, enough protein, eat enough. What are the pros, right? I mean, in terms of if I'm going to juice it myself, and it takes the machine and it takes all of those things and it takes 72 oranges to have a shot of orange juice. What's the practicality here? And it's because it's giving me the good things in a more concentrated dose?
Well, I think it goes back to the phytochemicals and antioxidants. And so that if you were to put that in layman's terms, it's the health benefits, right? The health benefits of it. Now go to the cons, and let's say you don't we want to stay away from juices that are high in sugar content, even if it's fructose sugar from fruits. or dextrose from vegetables. We want to make sure that we stay away from things high in sugar, which is why I drink Suja Uber Greens, because it's practically a lot easier. It's USDA certified organic, and it has no sugar in it. It's basically a bunch of vegetables blended together. Now it tastes like you were to go outside and start chewing on grass, and, and swallow it with water.
Who likes it in our household other than Devin though is Ryan, our
Wow.
3-year-old.
Right guy.
Yeah.
3-year-old.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
I don't think he has the capacity to hold up sarcasm for that long and like that joke. So it's not a joke. I thought it was a joke at first. He'll drink it. Hey, Dad, I want some juice. I'm like, sure, dude. I don't even want this juice.
He's pretty headstrong. So I feel like maybe one time he drank it and you told him not to. And he's like, I'll show you. You know, he doesn't.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Tell me not to. I'm going to do it and I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
Let me answer Bryce's question real quick, and then I'll kick it over to you guys. So let's talk quickly about phytochemicals. There's a bunch of them, but 3 ones that I wanted to call out: flavonoids, carotenoids, and phenolic acid. So the flavonoids, they fight the free radicals in your body. So you're fighting, like literally fighting off cancer cells. That's thought. I can't say you for sure are, but mainstream science says it may, because these phytochemicals have flavonoids in them.
So I'm low flavonoids. I got to get my flavonoid game up.
Yeah, you get that game up through juicing. Carotenoids, the pigments and the antioxidants in plants are carotenoids. Phenolic acid, this may contribute the most to the reduction in cancer risk, but these are the real health benefits behind why you should juice. And obviously then all of the micronutrients that we're not getting on a daily basis. That's what most people think about juicing. But I legitimately, when I'm taking that, I'm like, I'm getting my phytochemicals in today, chemicals that are only produced inside of these plants that we juice. And that's the answer. Let me say what it isn't to me, and then I'll be done with this. So what it isn't to me is like this 7-day detox where you just drink juice all day long. And as long as you're drinking juice, like that's healthy. That's not the case, you guys. If the juice, like a Naked brand let's say the Naked brand, many people know this brand. It's got like 72 grams of sugar in it, mostly from fruits and fructose sugar. But 72 grams regardless, without being bound by fiber. And I correct me if I'm wrong out there, someone in Burn Nation, but I'm pretty sure that the Naked juice is not that rich in fiber, and maybe it is. I don't know. I'm just using an example. I don't know the brand that well, but I definitely know that the Suja juice has like no fiber in it. So therefore, I do not drink any of it that has sugar in it, because I do not want the negative insulin effects that come from that. So just my 2 cents on juicing.
Good call out.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge juicer myself. We've certainly thought that we needed to be for a while, and that's why I purchased a juicer. I've done juice cleanses way back in the day, but that's when I had just like a very negative relationship with my body, and I thought that was going to be the ticket. Just do that 3-day juice cleanse.
Quick fix.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I hated it. I was hungry, very hungry. I would say I do the AG greens. So I know Devin has thoughts on that, and I don't know if we have time to get into it, but I just think there's a lot of sugar in it. And I think that most of the things you're getting off the shelf have either some sort of preservatives in it, because they've got to somehow to make it stay fresh, to get it to the shelf at a grocery store for then you to buy. And I don't have the time and energy to do fresh juicing. So if we're out and about and we see a juice place, like, I'll indulge in one. Or if I'm feeling sick, I'll do like those immunity ones, those like immunity shots. But otherwise, it's not really practical in my life.
Yeah, I don't have the time nor the counter space to sacrifice for juicing. And I think, and to your point, Devin, I think especially for me at my stage in life, fiber is just, it's so important for visceral fat and to, feel fuller longer and all those good things. But one thing out of the article that I did think was interesting was the tart cherry juice and its ability to help you sleep.
I think that's like making a comeback. There's like a whole viral TikTok drink that you can make every night with tart cherry juice.
It has serotonin and tryptophan in it, which I didn't know. So if you're part of the 3 a.m. solve the world's problems club, like I am, it's something like, why wouldn't you just add that into your nightly routine?
Not to mention the recovery benefits of it too, like the tart cherry.
Oh, right. And it
a lot
does.
of recovery, a lot of recovery benefits, muscle recovery.
Juice and tart cherry. Yeah.
When you say 3 a.m. solve the world's problems, are you getting up to solve the world's problems, or are you laying in bed still not able to fall asleep?
It depends on the problem that I'm trying to solve.
Oh, a little bit of
Sometimes I have
both?
to get up.
Okay.
Sometimes it calls for that. Most of the time I just lay there and
Okay,
think
so
about
this is a falling asleep thing. You're not
worst
part
case
of the
scenario.
3 a.m. wake up call club.
She thinks about the
Oh.
burn book. That's what
Okay.
she's doing.
Yeah,
She's
I
thinking
do.
about the burn
I,
book.
I wake up and I think, oh God, chapter 5. What did I write? My anxiety sometimes kicks in full bore at about 3 a.m.
Okay, so have you tried it? Yeah.
I have not.
All right,
but
so-
now after this, I
Yeah,
am, and I'll
yeah.
report back.
Report back.
All
Yes,
right.
sure.
That sounds good.
Okay.